Okay, perfect. All right, class 4 of longevity. And our focus this particular class and last class was on the mindset of longevity. So I have a little quote from, what would I call him? A somatic pioneer, Thomas Hanna. Some of you might be familiar with Hanna Somatics. That's kind of his system of, it's a movement practice. It's very therapeutic. It's meant to help reestablish a more accurate body map. This is the map that you have of your body that exists in your brain. And that map can become distorted due to various traumas and injuries and things like that. The body will lose connection. They call it losing sensory motor connection. So obviously your sensory system is the system that is feeling your body. So you have internal and external receptors, we call them, that are sort of like antennae that allow you to feel your body, and it gives information to your brain about your body. And this is how you're able to have like a body map in your brain. And so we have certain areas of the body that are extra sensitive. They actually take up more real estate in the brain. So surfaces like your hands and your feet. Interestingly, the front body is much more sensitive than the back body. And then of course the senses have a lot more real estate in the brain as well. But when we're talking about this body map, it's very important to be able to feel your whole body and have the most accurate body map in your brain that you possibly can, because that influences how you move and just move around in your environment and get any kind of tasks done or anything, because you need to have good communication from your brain to, the motor system, to the muscles that move us. So if you've had an injury or a trauma or something like that, you can literally, it's like you forget that part of your body, or that part of your body might all of a sudden get way more attention in your brain. So it could go either way, and your own particular psyche will sort of determine which way it goes. You'll either forget it, or it'll all of a sudden become the most important thing, and your heightened sensitivity to that area. And so normal stimuli might feel like pain. So just for example. So anyway, Thomas Hanna, we'll be doing a little bit of Hanna Somatics throughout this. I consider it kind of part of self-care, also part of sort of remembering the body, also part of letting go of those kind of tensions that are held in the body. Like we're actively using tension in organization and activation, but there is a type of tension that is held in the body that's more like subconscious tension, due to sort of muscle guarding and leftover patterns from injury and trauma and things like that. So what we want to do is just have the most accurate body map possible and be relaxed and moving with grace and ease and strength. So here's something that Thomas Hanna says. I love his perspective on aging. One of the myths of aging is that we cannot do all the things that we once could do. But the actual fact is that we cease to do all the things we once did. If you settle into a settled, secure, circumscribed mode of life, sitting, standing, lying down, the function of one's living body adapt. Remember, we were talking about healing and adaptation, so they just adapt. They become simpler, more straightforward, and rigid. So he's basically saying, use it or lose it. That's the message. So, I know, you don't get to be several decades old without having, your share of injury and trauma and things like that happen to you, maybe surgeries and things like that. And just be aware that your body is living all those aspects of your life. Your body is subjected to all of that while your brain filters a lot of it out. So this is why we need to reestablish this loving connection with our body and trust the body is always doing its very best to heal and adapt given the set of circumstances it's dealing with. You know, given the resources it has, the life force energy it has, the ways it's been interfered with, you know, all of those things are part of what the body has to deal with. And what the body does not need to deal with is us accusing it of being against us. Does that make sense? This is why we have to be friends with the body and trust the body is always doing its best to heal and adapt us, because our thought energy and the thoughts we keep thinking have an effect on how quickly that can happen and, you know, how completely healing can happen. So this is why I say the mindset is very important. So yeah, we're here to make friends with our body. We're here to work the body, relax the mind. We're here to challenge the body and watch it heal and adapt. Okay? You guys down for that? All right, let's close down our eyes. We'll sit nice and tall, and you can start making friends right now. So lifting through the heart and the crown. Some of these sensory receptors I mentioned are interoceptors, and so when your body is sitting erect, heart lifted, crown lifted, you are the king or the queen of your life, then this is giving your body the kind of chemistry that supports that idea, that supports that state. And that is a very important state to hold yourself in, a state of faith and trust in your body and anticipation of the journey and what lies before you, this one of healing and adaptation. So perhaps give yourself a subtle smile. Let yourself feel your heart beating. And allow whatever you want to like reestablish connection with, whatever you want to hold into your heart, wounded aspects of yourself or your body. And just, you know, from where you stand right now and all your wisdom and experience, just reassure that part of yourself that may have been wounded, that it's going to be okay. We've got you. I see you. And I'm going to help you do what you naturally want to do. So we can bring our hands in front of our hearts, and we'll just take one Om, sending this vibration through the body tissues and energy, and then we'll begin our practice. So nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out your mouth. Inhale. Smile to yourself. You can allow your eyes to come open. And let's bring our hands to the mat. We're going to uncross the legs and, if possible, tuck the toes under and then sit back over your heels. Feel free to pad your knees if you need. Yeah, so we're kind of going into kneeling here. If your toes tucked under feels miserably uncomfortable to you, then I would encourage you to do it for a little bit and work toward doing it for a little bit longer. Okay, and one of the things that might help a little bit is actually pushing into your toe pads. And then we'll all rise out of our bottom a little bit so these muscles are turned on. And then hands will come to shoulder height for some pranayama. Okay, inhale, reach. Exhale, drop. In and out through the nose. You can move slower if your shoulders prefer that, no problem. Let's just make sure we're breathing fully, deeply. Flushing the exhale out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's now reach up, hold your breath in. And exhale. Take yourself out of kneeling. Point your toes back. If it's okay in your body, rock back and forth over your insteps and ankles. So this is very healthy for your foot, but I understand if it's just way too miserable. You can try it a little bit and you might find that that will change over time. All right, hands to the mat. We'll go and spend a little bit of time in table pose. So let's just talk about what we're doing with our hands. First of all, spreading the fingers wide. Now, when we say root down, that means plant into your finger pads and don't let them go anywhere, okay? So plant down, and then right from your fingers, as though your hands are on plates or something slippery, you're gonna dial your hands away from each other, okay? But your fingers aren't going anywhere because they're grounded into the mat. So that should give you a sensation through your arms, into your shoulders, onto the trunk of the body. Now, if we were to let go of that, you'd notice that, oh, now the elbows want to go out. Now, what about if we spun inward? If we spin inward, you're going to notice that that's probably going to activate a bit more chest muscles and possibly neck muscles. Okay, so let's come out of that. Make your elbows straight and then dial out again, and you'll notice you're activating muscles around your shoulder blade and more across your upper back. So those are the muscles that we want to be using to stabilize our shoulders. So anytime you're doing something with your hands on the floor or you're picking something up, you want to do that dialing out energy. Okay, now with the feet, you're pressing down into the top surfaces of your feet, and you want to do that sufficiently so you feel a little response in the belly. It's like there's a little lift wants to happen. So let that happen. Good, keep your breath steady. Now just for a few counts, we're gonna drop the chest down and let the shoulder blades slide toward each other. I want you to see that you can keep dialing your hands away from each other while you do that. Then we'll come up, separate the shoulder blades from each other, squeeze the chest. Now here, keep dialing your hands away from each other and squeeze your hands toward each other. All right, and then we'll ease up on that. Keep dialing your hands away from each other, but let the chest sink. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other behind you. Keep dialing your hands away from each other. And now, can you spread your hands apart? And what are you going to feel there? All right, ease up on that. Let's come into a neutral place. Somewhere between those 2 points, and we're still dialing the hands away from each other. Still pressing into the tops of the feet. Shift your hips back. And then come forward, and I want you to keep dialing your hands away from each other while you do that. So just come forward enough. You're going to come forward and kind of challenge your wrist extension. So that will probably take you into a slightly uncomfortable wrist position. Don't go any further than that. Keep your belly lifted. Good, now tuck your toes. Keep going. Dial forward, and then keep dialing out as you go back. And now this time, come back with your hips, press back, pick up your knees. Dial your hands away from each other and push your hands forward. Take your hips way back. Good, push into your toes so you get a response in the belly. Really good. Now bring your knees down. Walk your hands forward about 1 hand span. Dial your hands away from each other, sink your hips back, pick up your knees. And now shoot your body out over your hands. And once again, bring your hips back. Your knees are just going to hover. But if that does not work in your body, you're just not ready for that, keep your knees down and just shift forward and back. We just call this revving. And I just want to give you options to work at a level that feels a little bit challenging, but also sustainable, manageable. All right, we're going to come forward. Hold it right here. Push into your toes a little bit extra so you get a stronger response in the belly. Hold it right there. And then we'll move back with our hips back, knees hovering, push hands forward, push into your toes. Again, seek a little stronger response in the belly. Very nice. Then put your knees down and just take a little rest. That's long enough. Come into downward facing dog. And then you can pedal it out. I will stress little rest. Too soon for a long one. Okay, so this pedaling action that you're doing with the feet is actually very key. watch your toes. Like, can you bend all of your toes, especially your great toe? Can you get your great toe? We call that extension, okay? Can you extend your great toe? Now let's take a little pause in our pedaling. We're gonna just have one foot with the toes bent, okay? And now on that particular foot, you wanna push down with your great toe. Okay, so your great toe is bent. You're pushing down with that great toe. Very good, and then switch. Push down with a great toe. That is a very important position to maintain for strong walking mechanics. Pushing down with a great toe when it's in that position. Okay, let's go back to pedaling now. Now we'll pause in our pedaling and rise up onto both sets of toes. Lift your heels and then drop your heels. Lift and drop. Keep dialing hands away from each other and pressing hands forward toward the front of the mat. That's for your shoulders, obviously, but it's for this shoulder position we're in right now, which we really want to maintain. Okay, come up on the toes, hold it there. Beautiful. Let's bring the knees down. Shift your shoulders over your hands and walk your hands so they're right under your shoulders now. So table pose. If you want, you can keep the toes tucked under. I kind of recommend it because that toe ability to extend the toes is so important. You could also push into the toes and take some of the weight off of your knee. So if you have tender knees, that is a way to help them. So we're going to take the right leg back, spin the whole leg inward and down, really pushing into your right hand and your left foot. Then your left hand can come forward, thumb side up. Now draw your left shoulder up and back, draw your right hip up and back, lift your belly. Keep your breath steady. Notice what your head is doing. So you want to be reaching to the front of the room through the crown of your head. Okay, and so that means your eyes will be looking straight down at the floor, not back at your leg, okay? Good. Let's just lift that a little bit higher. Lift your belly a little bit more. And we'll bring that down and switch it up. Okay, we're tucking the toes. If you want to move out of that position at any time, it's totally fine. But then we're going to take the left leg back, pushing into the right toes, almost so you're taking pressure off of your right knee. And then make sure the equal pressure between hand and knee, and right hand comes up, thumb side up. Let's just work with our cross-body connections here. Keep lifting the belly as you lift the back of your right shoulder up and the back of your left hip up. Enjoy the shaking. Breathe. Breathe from fingertip to toe. Feel the connection between your right shoulder and your left hip, between your left shoulder and your right hip. Good, let's bring the hand down. Tuck your toes, sink your hips back, downward facing dog. Let's walk the feet toward the hands, having the feet about hip width apart, great toes pointed straight ahead. Press down into your toes and dial your feet and knees away from each other. So doing exactly the same thing that we were just doing with our hands. Okay, and then from here, dialing out, we'll come up to half lift, and then exhale, fold. Inhale up to half lift, and exhale, fold. So now while you're doing this half lift practice, so we'll do a whole bunch more, you are dialing out through your legs very strongly, dialing the knees away from each other. Let's also activate as though we're trying to spread the feet apart from each other. So you're still dialing, but you're also spreading the feet apart from each other. So that should send the tension through the lateral leg a little bit more. It's really saving the top of the hamstring at your sitting bone from being overstressed all the time, or the tension always going through that same one point all the time. Body doesn't like that. It likes the tension forces to be distributed. All right, next time you come up to half lift, let's hold it there. Okay, now grounding through your great toes. Dial your knees away from each other. Send your tail back a little more. Keep the belly lifted by pressing into the feet. So again, this foot to core connection, that's something we want to seek out all the time, okay? Feet activating the core, getting that little response in the belly. That response in the lower belly and pelvic floor kind of happens together. So again, you may not have sensory motor connection there, but you will reestablish it if you just keep practicing that. Keep your chin tucked, head reaching forward. Now, let's wake up the muscles between our shoulder blades. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other, and then let your arms rise up. Press up through the back of your fingers and your hand and your arm, and squeeze your shoulder blades toward each other. Now, does your upper spine, your thorax, want to collapse forward when you do that? It's very common. So most of you need to make your chest a little fuller. Reach straight to the front of the room with the crown of your head. Chin is a little bit tucked. And let's have the arms more in a T position. Thumb side up. There. Chest, Let your knees bend. Stick your butt out. Stick your butt out. More. So you're at the lake. You're going to the outhouse. You don't want to touch the seat, okay? So lower yourself down. Lower yourself down. So you are just hovering over the seat. Don't touch it. Don't make a mess either, okay? Reach back. Excellent. All right, so from here, we'll let the arms drop, swing them back, and then push yourself all the way up. And exhale, hands come down. Very nice. Now, let's learn something in our body. We're going to take our strap, which we've made a loop in. We're going to step through the loop. And this is where you may have to adjust. So what you want to do is get your feet parallel to each other. They're a little closer together than hip width apart. And then you want to be able to press your knees really strongly out into the strap, okay? So if you don't want to have your legs wide apart to do that, you want to have your feet pretty close together, and always feet closer together than the knees. You want your knees wider than the feet, okay? Okay, good. Now, doing that with a very slight bend of the knee, let's bring hands to hips. Lift and spread your toes and then root them down. And then start to shift forward into the forefoot and lift your heels. Now, while you're doing that, you're pressing out into the strap. Okay, let's rise up a little bit. Hands rise up. We'll go into palm tree pose. Now here, it's very normal for the great toe to want to lift. So keep grounding through your great toe. Remember when we were in downward facing dog and I talked about pushing down into the great toe? That's what you need to do right now. Dial it out, press into the band, but also draw the energy up inseams of the legs to pelvic floor and lower belly. Beautiful. Now, keep using the strap. Press into it, and then slowly bring your body down. Hands come to Namaskar Mudra. Heels are still lifted, and we're pressing into the strap. So what we're doing right now, and what we've been doing basically since the beginning of this class, is we're priming our fascia. So all those sensory receptors I mentioned, most of them are in the fascia, and so we want to awaken them. This will give us better balance throughout the practice. Better, again, sensory motor connection, better body awareness. Are you aware of your body right now? See, it's helpful, isn't it? One more deep breath. Then we're going to drop the heels, lift the toes, little bend in the knees, keep pressing into the strap and fall forward. Can wiggle out your toes and then let them rest down.
Keep dialing the knees away from each other and press into the strap. Please, knees bent, okay? I know straight knees is kind of a yoga aesthetic, but it's not functional. Okay, dial out, press into your feet, gather the energy up into the belly. Good. Swing your arms back and then forward and up. Beautiful. Let the arms come down. Okay, we're going to try something. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, come forward and down, dial into the strap, hands to the mat. Can we possibly, could do it with hands on blocks if necessary. Could we hop back with the strap on us? There you go. I love the problem solving I'm seeing. This is really great. You can hop back like a bunny, or you can hop back all at once. Great. Now, arrange your body. Feet are a little bit closer than the knees. Come into upper push-up position. Now, you're going to find that if you activate this way, you're going to feel super strong. So press into the fingers, dial out through the hands and arms into the shoulders. Push into your toes like we've been doing to get a response in the belly. Now, press your legs into the strap. Beautiful. Press up into downward facing dog. Good. Push your hands forward, take an extra breath. I would recommend staying on the toes here so you can really dial your legs into the strap. And now next time as you inhale, let's come forward to upper push-up. And then we'll press back, downward facing dog. Keep pressing into the strap. Upper push-up. Stay on your toes. Downward dog. One more time. Lifting from the belly. Remember, we have that convergence of energy from upper and lower body, behind the navel, in front of the spine. One more time. Lovely. Let's come forward. Upper push-up. Use your toes to shift forward a little extra. Bring knees down. Keep up against the strap. Dial your hands away from each other. Lower. Press up before you get all the way down. Untuck toes. Lower. Coming back up, press. Use the dialing out. Okay, the dialing out of the hands is going to get the right muscles to wake up around your shoulders. Yes. One more time. Let's come all the way up. And then we'll move back. Beautiful. Walk your hands back. Come back onto your legs and stand up. And then step out of the strap, but pick it up in your hands. You might want it a little bit wider of a loop this time. Okay, and then what I like to do, see if this works for you too. I just start moving the strap. I sort of wrap it around so the tail is out of my way. And voila, we have a loop without a tail. Okay, and now the palms are facing each other, but my intention while I'm doing this is to dial out. Okay, so you're going to kind of feel that coming up against your thumb. All right, feet are parallel, hands come up. Pull the strap. Okay, remember, I think I've already said at least once, like pulling actions are super important to introduce into our yoga practice because there otherwise isn't much pulling in yoga. This is so important for the shoulders. So keep your great toes grounded, knees are unlocked, dial your hands away, dial your feet and knees away from each other. You can squeeze your butt here, okay? My permission. Okay, engage, lift the heart, lift the crown, pull with your hands. Deep breath in and tilt over to the left side. Pressing down into your right foot a little bit more strongly. Pull with your right hand a little bit more strongly. And then feel your body. Can you feel what's happening between pubic bone and breastbone? Do I have that switched on? Remember, that won't probably turn on all by itself until you've made it, such an ordinary practice, just the way you do things. Then you can make that a habit. Good, let's come up. Let's go to the other side. Pressing down into your left foot now. Pull a little more strongly with your left hand. Lift up through the heart. Feel pubic bone to breastbone.
Get as tall as you can. And try lifting the corners of your mouth. And let's come up. Beautiful. Let's bring it down. Relax out the shoulders a little bit. Now stand with your feet wider apart. We're going to pretend, use your imagination, that we're actually throwing a cloak over the shoulders. So we're going to take our right hand and throw the cloak over the shoulder. Okay, and bring it around. So right now, we're going to try to just move the shoulders and the shoulder girdle. Okay, keep your spine kind of stiff, so press into your feet. Okay, and now we're going to let the upper spine move a little more. Then you can let your knees and hips bend a little bit, and you can get a great big circle going. Again, you're testing this out as you go. There's nothing about this that, is set in stone or anything like this. Let your body explore and do something that you probably don't do every day. All right, let's come up, center, and bring it down. Beautiful. Now we'll just go in the other direction. Left hand, this one over here, throw it across. Try just moving the shoulders, the joints, and the shoulder girdle. Keep it small, just notice what's happening there. You might have some grumpy corners. Then let your upper spine move a little bit more. And then you can start to bend the knees and hips and just start to allow whatever is available in terms of this movement. But the whole time, push into your feet. Push into your feet. And just notice how that actually gives you more range. Because, again, it's more information for your nervous system. Your nervous system likes that. Okay, let's come up. Pull. Pull a little bit more strongly. Try to find the back corner of your shoulders. Pull and release. Okay, now we will lose the strap for a little bit. Hands in Namaskar Mudra. Inhale, arms to the sides and overhead. Exhale, let your body come forward and down. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step or hop back to upper push-up position. Dial your hands away from each other. Hands can be on blocks. Just hold it here for a moment. Once again, pads of the fingers pressing down. Dial the hands away from each other so you feel your shoulders. The muscles around the shoulder blades are active. Use your toes. Push into your toes to activate the belly. And then shift forward. You can bring your knees down. Keep looking forward. Looking forward as you slowly descend. Untuck the toes. Then lift the heart. Looking up. Tuck toes. Press back. Downward facing dog. Again, upper push-up. Dial hands away from each other. Shift over your hands. Knees down. Heart reaching forward, forward, forward. Eyes looking forward and up. Tuck the chin, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Again, upper push-up. Dial hands away from each other. You're looking forward. Lower slowly. Press up, looking up. Tuck toes, downward facing dog. If you want, you can do full chaturanga here, okay? Upper push-up. Lower knees if you like, or just lower the body. Inhale, lift the heart, looking up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just one more time. This is for your practice. Practice dialing out. Lower. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Holding for a few breaths. Organize your hands. So that's what we want to do, is get in the habit of every time we come back to downward facing dog, fingers, hands, arm, into the shoulders. We're dialing out. Great toes are grounding in the feet. Knees are dialing out. Hands, press forward, feet press back. This is a magical posture right here. It's maintaining some of the key things that we need to maintain for longevity, which is the overhead shoulder position, which is toe extension. You will not believe, well, maybe you will, because you probably had some experience with, foot pain or issues with the feet. So they are extremely important. We need to take care of them. Okay,
looking forward, you're going to pick up your right leg, lift it up high, look forward, and if you want, you can have your hands on blocks, but we're going to take the right leg under the body, shift the shoulders over the hands, and just hold it right here. Okay, here we're lifting the thigh into the body. Push into your left toes. So you're trying to create quite a high body here. Lift your belly up. Lift your rib cage out of the way. Lift your thigh up into the rib cage. Keep your shoulders over your hands. So if you've shifted back, get back over your hands. Good. Now, leg goes up. Push your hands forward, look forward, try to get back where you were, and then you're going to step through. And then we'll step back. Leg goes up, lift under the body, look forward, step through. Leg goes back up. Okay, get ready, lift your body, hug the leg up in, shift your body forward, look through, let the back knee come down. I don't want to test your patience any more than that. Let's ground through the great toe, dial the knee out, and start working on our back foot. So we start pushing through the toes. So as you push through the toes, you'll notice that the leg really activates, but you want to do some extra activation for the glutes. So use the toes first and then squeeze the glutes. If you want, you can use that action, that activation, to straighten the knee. Stay low. If that feels pretty good, hands can come to hips, or you could raise them overhead. If you raise them overhead, you might want to do a pulling action. You could steeple the fingers and pull the hands apart. Now, can we remember the entire body? Front foot, knee dialing out, back foot, use your toes. Activate the inseam of your leg and your glutes. And then front body, pubic bone to breastbone. Carry the end, all the energy goes up. Everything's going up from the legs to the trunk and up. Hands to the mat. Step your body back. Take downward facing dog. Okay, we'll just take a moment to rest in downward facing dog. But feel free, anytime we come here, check in with your breath. Feel free to pedal. Feel free to move. And feel free to use a different posture entirely. Okay, let's go to the other side. So we're standing on right foot this time. Left leg goes up. Shift your body forward. Shoulders over hands. Thigh comes under the body. And we're just going to hold. Hands are dialing out. We're trying to lift the body up high. Hug the thigh into the body. Use your right toes to help lift. Breathe. Okay, lift that leg up. Left leg goes up. Look forward. Step your foot through. Then step it back. Foot goes up. Okay, it's all step by step. Shift forward. Hug the thigh under the body, looking forward. Plant the foot. Let's take it back. Lift your body high. Hug under, look forward. Step through. Let's do it once more. Come under the body, look forward. There we go. Back knee comes down. Hands come up. So, you may not have got your foot all the way forward this time. It's fine. You have to wake up the muscles. They will get stronger. They are trying to do what you're asking them to do, and they will. They will over time. That's healing and adaptation. So great toe grounds, knee dials out. Now, let's figure out what we can do with our back toes. Push into the toes like you're trying to push them off the floor. Engage the leg, engage the glutes. If you want, you can use that action to lift the knee, but don't forget about your toes. When the knee comes up, you keep pushing into the toes. If that feels nice and steady, hands can come up. I recommend lacing the fingers so you can pull the hands apart. Just always adding pulling action whenever we can. And breathe. If your back foot wants to turn out, start speaking to it, get it to rotate so it's pointing straight ahead. This is a very important corner to maintain if you possibly can. Okay, will we bring the hands down? Stepping back, this time to upper push-up position. Use your toes, send your heart out over your hands. Coming down, knees down first if you like, or chaturanga. Downward facing dog. So in time, we'll do something that is more like a flow, okay? You have that to look forward to. The reason I'm not doing that right now is because most people, when they're doing a flow, are very messy. You know, they can't maintain good techniques. So we're first of all building the lines of communication and getting you a little bit stronger. So then when you go into more of a flowing type of practice, you just won't feel the same, I assure you. You're gonna feel so powerful. So we're laying the groundwork for that. Okay, so from this position you're in, downward facing dog, let's look forward, walk, step, or hop to the front of the mat. Extend your spine in that beautiful half lift position. Exhale, fold. Swing your arms back and forward and up. And exhale, hands come to Namaskar Mudra. Okay, let's do some more pranayama. So we'll have our feet about hip width apart. We're gonna throw our arms open wide. Inhale, and exhale, thump the chest. So we're pumping the knees and hips. This is great for our lymphatics, but we want to make sure our knees are not gravitating into each other, okay? Keep the knees apart, and remember to keep energy in the hands so that we're not flailing the elbows about. Give the chest a good solid thump. Again, this is good for the lymphatics. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a big breath. Ground strongly into your feet. Lift up through the crown and the heart. Feel your great toes grounding. Energize through your whole foot into the heel like you're dialing them away from each other. Knees are unlocked, dialing knees away from each other. Draw the energy up the inseams to pelvic floor and lower belly, and then on up through the diaphragm and the heart and the throat and the crown. Drop shoulders away from the ears. Thumbs reach back. Observe your breath and feel your heart beating. So slow, full, deep breath. Beautiful. Now let's bring our hands in. We're going to link the fingers. Okay, so stay super tall, and then we're going to spin to the right. Now feel into your left foot. You're going to ground your left great toe, dial the knee out, squeeze your left buttocks really firmly. And then start to squeeze your right shoulder blade toward your left buttocks. Pull your right hand away from your left hand as you look back. Stay tall. Make sure there's no wow in the body. You know what I mean? So you're not leaning back too much. You're not leaning into one side too much. You're connecting. Now feel your right hand, your right arm, your right shoulder, connecting to your left hip, your left thigh, leg, and foot. Feel. Then the head will come around, the body will follow, we'll flip the hands, and start to turn to the other side. So grounding into your right foot a little more strongly. Energize through the leg like you're dialing it out. Squeeze your right buttocks, and then start to move and squeeze your left shoulder blade towards your right buttocks, and your left hand is pulling away from your right hand.
Now feel your left hand, your left arm, your left shoulder drawing toward your right hip, thigh, leg, foot. Feel that connection. Nice, bring your head around. Let the body follow. Very good. Feet together at the front of the mat. And when I say feet together, you may not have your feet together, and that's also fine, okay? Inhale, arms to the sides and overhead. Exhale, dive your body forward and down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or hop back to upper push-up position. Dial your hands away from each other. Shift your body over your hands. Bring knees down first if you like. Chaturanga, your version. Downward facing dog. All right, set up your downward facing dog. Stand on your left foot, right foot goes up. Inhale, exhale, knee between arms. Inhale, push hands forward. Exhale, shoulders over hands. Inhale, push. Exhale, knee between arms. Inhale, push hands forward. Knee between arms. Inhale. Exhale. This time we're going to step through, so reach and step through. Back knee comes down. Right hand to right thigh, left palm to the sky. Great toe grounds, knee dials out, push back through your toes. We're going to keep the knee down for now though. Really pushing back through the toes such that you can really activate the leg and squeeze the glute, and then press up through the palm. So we're feeling all this right side as one in series connection. Breathe. Now, this left arm is coming down, crossing the right thigh. Palm comes to palm. You can push back into your left toes to straighten the left knee. Draw your right shoulder back. It's fine also to keep the knee down. We just want to keep pushing into the toes, okay? Very nice. Let's make the chest wider. Yes. Very good. Let's bring hands to the mat. Pressing into your hands and toes, lift and step back. Downward facing dog. Set up your hands, dial them out, push them forward, stand on right foot, left foot goes up. Inhale, exhale, knee between arms. Push hands forward. I've said on previous videos, if you want to do this with your right knee down, you can totally do that. Nice, our last one, we're going to step through, reach. Okay, hold your body high, shift forward, step through, back knee comes down. Left hand to left thigh, right palm to the sky. Great toe grounds, knee dials out, pushing back into your right toes. Activate the legs, squeeze the glutes. Keep elevating up through the heart, press through the palm. Let's try a little experiment. Let's keep this back foot passive and see how much you can contract your glutes. Okay, now push into your toes and contract the glutes. You just feel you get more contraction. This is really important to understand. So now let's take this right arm down and across. Palm comes to palm. If you want, you can push into your back toes to lift the back knee. This front thigh is always pressing out, up against the back of your right arm. That creates a very straight trajectory for your energy. You think electron flow. Let's bring palms to the mat. Stepping that back this time for upper push-up. Upper push-up with knees down is fine. Dial your hands away from each other. If you want, shift your body over your hands. Dial hands away from each other. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feel. So it's nice to just take a few breaths and go through a process in your body where you're feeling your fingertips, feeling your palms, your wrists and your arms, shoulders. Feel your spine. Push into your toes. Feel the legs come alive. Lower belly, pelvic floor. Converging energies from lower and upper body. Breath, uniting everything. Very nice. Now when you're ready, looking forward, walking, stepping, or hopping to the front of the mat. Extend your spine as you arrive here. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, swing your arms back and then forward and up. And exhale, hands come to Namaskar Mudra. Beautiful. Let's pick up our strap. So if you're using a gray strap, it's definitely long enough to just leave the circle there. And we'll just use the tail, okay? All right. So we have to experiment with our length a little bit. So here's what we'd like to do. We want to keep the wrist straight, keep the elbow straight. So this is not a straight wrist. That's not a straight elbow. Okay. Keep it straight. And what I usually do is I push through my first knuckle. That helps me. Okay, push through your first knuckle. Inhale, reach. Now, you were pulling on the strap here, okay? Remember how important pulling is. And now you're gonna take this behind you, and this is where you might need actually a little bit more length in your strap because you don't wanna bend wrist or elbow, and then slowly bring it down. So notice probably there's a sticky area, so keep pulling on the strap. Oh, move up through that sticky area, or pulling on the strap. And move down. Keep pulling on the strap. Inhale. Try to maintain a very upright spine when your arms are reaching back. Is this happening? Let's try to stay upright. Engage pubic bone to breastbone. Inhale. Yes, we want to be able to move the shoulders kind of independently. So we're not moving it like one big chunk. Slowly move. Pull on the strap. Beautiful. Let's squeeze with our hands a lot more, okay? Squeeze like your hand into a fist and then pull on the strap. Okay, one more time. Make a fist and squeeze. All right. Going back into that sticky area. We're gonna hold it right here. Hold in that sticky area. All right, and now instead of pulling, we're gonna try to reach the hands back. We're gonna try to create some slack in the strap. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Reach back with your arms, squeeze. Create some slack. All right, you can start pulling again and bring it forward. Don't let go just yet. I know you want to. Inhale. We just want to test that sticky area now, okay? So slide on through. Just notice if it's a little bit slipperier now. Inhale, reach up. A little bit easier to move that through. Partly your nervous system is familiar with it, that helps. And partly you just lubricated your joint a whole bunch. And we will leave it at that. That was fun, right? Okay, let's make our loop. Just get rid of the tail, in other words. We're gonna have some fun now. We'll do some balancing. You'll see how much pulling on the strap is gonna improve your balance. So hands are gonna go up. I'm gonna turn to the side. Okay, you're gonna stand on your left foot, okay? Pull on the strap right now. Right from the get-go, pull on your strap. This is gonna make you feel the side body, okay? Feeding into the trunk. Stand on your
left foot, your right foot's gonna go back. Just have the toe off the ground just for a moment. Now on your standing leg, your great toe is grounded, your knee is dialing out, you're keeping up tall, pull on the strap, and you're just gonna take this right foot and reach it back. Not even lifting it off the ground. You're reaching through the great toe, like you're trying to make your great toe longer. And reaching with your great toe, you'll notice that that makes you need to squeeze your butt. Okay, that's all we're doing. Pull on the strap, squeeze your seat, stay tall. This is a version of Fierce Angel pose. Just get tall. When your body feels unstable, just get taller. Let's bring the arms down. One more couple breaths here. Your foot should still be back. All right, like bring the foot down. Merciful God, as my mother would say. Hands up. Now we'll stand on the right foot. Prepare your right leg. Great toe grounding, knee dialing out. Then take your left toe. Just toe back with it for a sec. Pull on the strap, get organized. Then you can take your toe away. Now you're gonna try it. You're reaching your toe for the ground. You want to reach it. Make your toe longer if you have to. And you'll find you'll have to squeeze your seat. Pull on the strap. Be a fierce angel. Breathe, Ujjayi breathing, right from pelvic floor. Slight constriction in the glottis of the throat. Channel your energy. Electrons are flowing. Let me tell you right now. Make your foot a little longer. All right, hands come down. Maintain, maintain, maintain. You can still pull on the strap here, it will help you. Foot to the floor. You made it through. Okay, let's have a little bit more fun. Okay, we'll stand on the left foot, arms go up, pull on the strap. Okay, we're gonna load this left leg, pick up your right thigh. Pull on the strap. Make sure you're squeezing your butt on the left. Good, now we're gonna start reaching that right leg behind us. Keep pulling on the strap, pulling on the strap. Spin your right leg inward and down. Dial out with your left. Pull on the strap. Squeeze your right buttocks. Pull on the strap. When you're ready, tilt your body back up. Slow, steady, lift. Hands come down. Foot to the floor. And you can hop that out if you want. Or stomp it out. Let's do the other side. Hands come up. Loading into the right leg. Great toe grounds, knee dials out. Pick up your left thigh. Pull on the strap. And start to reach back with your left foot. Keep spinning it inward and down. Pull on the strap. Slowly coming back. Bring your knee up. Pull on the strap. And bring it all down. And hop it out. Great. Let's do some more pranayama. So we'll put that down for the moment. Feet about hip width apart. We're going to do some chair breathing. Okay? So let's go inhale and exhale, drop. It's up to you how low you go and how fast you go. So it is a, necessary to experiment. So I would avoid moving into the knees. You're not moving into the knees. You're moving into the butt. Move into your butt. Okay? You're at the outhouse, at the lake. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Let's have a seat. But don't actually have a seat. Let's bring hands to heart center. Shoulders back. Head lifted. Heart lifted. Great toes ground. Knees dial out. Let's come down a little lower. Find something just above your bottom. Then press out of it just a little. Engage pelvic floor. And then start to lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Shake that off. Beautiful. Hands in Namaskar Mudra. Slight bend of the knees. Step back with your left foot. Inhale, arms to shoulder height for triangle pose. Hand comes to shin, ankle, foot, or block. Pressing into the great toe of your right foot. Dial your right knee out. Press into the great toe of your left foot and dial the knee out. Reach to the back of your mat with your left hip. And then draw the left shoulder back so you can look up. So here's where it's super important to watch where you are placing your gaze, right? Because if you're looking at an angle downward or towards your body, it will pull you out of position. So you must look straight ahead or possibly up or even down at your front foot would probably keep you in a better, more aligned position. We're not doing this. This is not about aesthetics. It's about just keep fighting for this. This. Yes. And then look at the closet door at the front of the room here. There. Because you want to come back here. All right? Good. Very nice. Now bend your right knee. Keep pressing it out. We'll come to Virabhadrasana 2. Great toe grounding, knee dialing out. Great toe grounding, knee dialing out on your back foot 2. Okay, drop your shoulders. Arms reaching back. Now, can you press into the feet more? Press into the feet more. You should feel the inseams become active, possibly pelvic floor and lower belly. Now, one more little level we'll take it to, and let's just try to shift our body back. Shift back at the pelvis and the shoulders. And that should make you feel like, whoa, I might want to lose my balance. That's where you want to be. You will have to really switch on pubic bone to breastbone there too. Now, now you're in warrior pose. And you know that because you're sweating and shaking. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to bring the elbow just above that right knee and reach the fingers, left fingers to the front of the room. Even here, so let's just feel what happens when we do this. Press into your feet more. You will pull energy up into your body, let that flow through the trunk of the body. It will probably help you take that left shoulder back a little bit and clear the path so you can look upward. Very nice. Let's spin the body back down toward the mat. Tuck your back toes, bend the knee, launch yourself forward, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, forward and up. And hands can return to Namaskar Mudra. We make a slight bend in the knees, step back with the right foot, Trikonasana. Great toe grounds, knee dials out. Arms reach shoulder height. Let's just take up some space for a moment here. Press down into your feet. Reach into your fingers. Reach to the crown of your head. Inhale. Now shifting forward over the left leg. Hand comes to shin, ankle, foot, or block. It's not necessary to go to your extreme depth here. Let's just try to purify our inner organization, okay? Great toes grounding. Knees are dialing out. We're reaching to the back of the mat with the right hip. And as you press into your feet, you'll bring energy up into the body. Start to allow that to help you rotate the torso just a bit, drawing the right shoulder back and freeing up the back. That's good job, Kim. Very good. Where is your gaze? Are you looking down toward the back of the room or at the right wall or maybe even at the ceiling? So look at the fire hydrant there. Very nice, you guys. Let's bend the knee, the left knee, and come into Virabhadrasana, Warrior Two. So now, great toes, knees dial out, drop your pelvis. Press into your feet more so that you really feel those legs are gathering energy. It's coming up through pelvic floor and lower belly, through the core of the body. Then try to shift your pelvis back just a millimeter, your shoulders back just a millimeter, and then pubic bone to breastbone, what's it doing? Breathe. Now just you're creating a strong container for prana. Breathe. Lovely. We'll take the left elbow just above the left knee. Reach right fingers to the front of the room. Press into your feet a little more. Pull the energy through the pelvis to the core. Maybe that will allow you to spin your right shoulder open a little more so you can easily look up. Make sure your left knee is really bent and you're pressing it out. Really, really good. Take your hand down. Tuck your back toes under. Bend and launch yourself forward. Half lift. Exhale, fold, swinging your arms back and forward and up. And exhale. Hands come to Namaskar Mudra. Wonderful. Let's have the feet a little bit apart. Okay, and then we're slowly going to descend. Knees pressing out. Knees pressing out. Great toe grounded. Knees pressing out. Just find the bottom, wherever it is. It's fine to have your feet wider apart, but you're trying to not turn your feet out a whole bunch. Okay, you want a minimal foot turn out. Great toe grounding, knees dialing out. Now we're going to bring ourselves down. And we're going to try getting up and down off the floor without using our hands a few times. Okay? Now remember, you can do crisscross applesauce. Or you could lean forward. Those are ways. But this is also valid. Okay? This is valid. Okay? If you have to use your arms somehow, and if you need to use momentum, that is also fine. Use whatever you need to use. This is a life strategy. Just use some time to practice, and you can do this with legs as wide apart as you need. Nice. You'll get there.
Which would be the easiest way to start?
It depends on where the limitation is. Is it in the knee or the ankle? In the knee, yeah. So you might need something cushy around you so you don't go onto tender areas like of the knees. So looks like you can bend the knee enough.
I can bend it, yeah.
Yeah. Do it on a carpet in the house. Yeah. And you know, sometimes it's strength, sometimes it's just simply ankle range of motion or knee range of motion. or hip range of motion. But what I just want everybody to know that we are working on ankle range of motion and foot function. We're working on knee range of motion. We're working on hip range of motion. So when all of that changes and you get stronger, then you'll probably have an easier time getting up and down off the floor without using your hands. So it's going to culminate, but every now and then you want to keep testing. Like, okay, what's it like now? What's it like now? Okay, because the whole thing is to adapt, to heal and adapt. Okay, and this is a great idea. I love it, Lisa. You know, she's got a couple blocks and she's getting up and down off a couple blocks. That's great, and then she'll move the blocks in time. So beautiful. Okay, let's take a little rest in our boat. Great toe edges together. Lift your heart up. Beautiful. I love the problem solving. You guys are way more creative than I am. Keep lifting your heart. Breathe. Again, we're making friends. Excellent. Cross your ankles, hands to the mat. Maybe. Step your feet back. Lay on your belly. Bend your knees. Swim your arms back so that you're reaching your hands toward your legs, but you're not touching them. Root your pubic bone, lift your heart. Reach for your legs. Spread your fingers open wide, and then pick up your thighs. Nice. Breathe. Pick up your thighs. You're allowed to squeeze your seat here. Very good. All right, let it all go. Take a little rest. Forehead on stacked hands. Okay, that's long enough. Arms in a T position. We'll just keep the top surface of the feet pressing down a little bit. Root your pubic bone. You can squeeze your seat here. We're going to just lift the chest a little bit, then lift the arms. Okay, and then swim forward, thumb side up, and then swim back, thumbs down. Arms as straight as you can have them, okay? We want as much of this action to be coming from the shoulder as possible. Thumb side up, swim back, thumb side down. Thumb side up, thumb side down. Hold it forward, thumb side up. Pick up your legs if you want, squeeze your seat. Breathe. Bring it down. Take a little rest. Beautiful. Okay. Pick up your head, reach back, catch hold of insteps or ankles. Bring your great toes a little closer together, thighs a little closer together, and make sure you've lifted your heart as much as you can, lifting your gaze slightly, and then press your feet into your hands to lift your thighs up. And if that really isn't available to you, do airplane tail pose again, because this is a super valuable pose. If you are able to contact your feet or ankles, push your feet into your hands. And you are welcome and encouraged to squeeze your butt here. And if you're ready, you can bring it down. If you want to keep holding, keep going. All right, let's bring it down. Hands beside the chest. Lift. Downward facing dog. Come to your tippy toes, look forward, possibly bunny hop your feet forward. Back to Navasana. Uno mas. Great toe edges together, lift your heart. Make happy toes. Beautiful. Let's just lower the right foot. And pick it up. And lower the left foot. And pick it up. And lower both feet. And sit up. And we will take the blocks. Put them under your knees. Hands reach up, thumbs back, heart lifted, and then dig your heels in, and then lean back as much as your body will allow you. Heart lifted. And then we'll come forward. Just go where your body is ready to go. Okay, just hold it there. Now, lift the chest off your legs a little bit so that your spine is relatively, I would say straight, but what I really mean is aligned. And then we're going to pick up our heels, pulling the toes toward the knees. So this action that we're doing right now is, I like doing these long isometric holds. This gives the body time to receive the message that you're sending through the tissue, sending more electron flow through the tissue. You cannot possibly hurt yourself in this pose, but it's very strengthening for those anterior structures of the knee, like your anterior cruciate ligament. And we see a lot of anterior cruciate ligament injuries because of all the sitting that we do. It gets weak. So this is a very strengthening stimulus for that. So try lifting a little higher. Isn't it interesting? There's always like 1 more millimeter. What about that? What about that last millimeter? Enjoy the shaking. It'll be over soon. And whenever you feel ready, let's bring it down. Relax the ankles. We're going to roll down onto our backs. And put the feet in the air. So I'm going to show you, usually I would do bridge or something here, but I want to show you something that is really valuable to do before bed. And that is write the alphabet in the air with your feet and legs in this position. Okay, so we're going to do the alphabet. And I like using uppercase, and you want to be as precise and perfect in the formation of every letter that as you possibly can. And then some smarty pants always asks if we should mirror or if they should go in the same direction. So I'm going to let you choose. G, H, you're making it as perfect as you can. I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, very precise. Almost there. X, Y, and Z. Good, shake it out. Feet up, feet up. What's going on? Shake it. Shake out your hands. And really shake, just like, you're super loose at the wrist and ankle. Shake, shake, shake. And then we'll bring the knees in toward the chest. Let the arms come out. Drop your knees over to the left side of your mat. Left hand might want to rest on top while your right shoulder blade sinks, and you look to the right. Enjoy.
Let's bring ourselves back to center, feet up, hands up, shake it out. Again, I'm giving you a little nighttime practice. Shake alphabet with the feet and ankles, then shake, and then bring it in. Lying twist to the other side. Right hand on top. Sink your left shoulder blade now, look left. Take your time. When you're ready, you're going to come back to center, feet up, wrists up, shake it out. And then bring your feet down, slide your heels toward the front of the mat. Bring your arms a little ways from your body for Shavasana posture. Make yourselves comfortable. Tucking your shoulder blades under the body slightly. And allow your feet to fall open. Allow your senses. So see if you can actually feel the interface between your external world, your skin and the clothes on your skin, and that external awareness. Feel that first. That actually has a higher priority for your nervous system. And then feel into your inner body, your breath, the undulation of your body around the breath. Maybe you can sense the subtle vibration, the resonance from the movements we were doing, the mobilizations we were doing. And then see if you can sense beyond physical sensation into more of a vibratory sensation. Something that is very subtle, but actually very, very obvious once you are quiet enough to go there. I'll call you back when it's time. Just take a couple of deep breaths, but try and remain quite still. Feeling your body in its entirety, fingers and toes, legs and arms, hips and shoulders, thorax and belly, neck and head. Breathe. Feeling whole and complete. Nourished. And vibrantly alive. Your body even now integrating the benefits of your practice. So as you feel ready, you can make your way back to your seat. You can roll to your right side if you prefer, or come up any other way that you like to do. And we'll meet together one more time. Once again, sit up tall and proud, lifting your heart and your crown. Sit regally. Possibly smile to yourself. And feel, content with your practice and a deep trust in your body as it goes about its business of healing and adapting. Maybe purpose to feed your body good things and give it the water it needs and the rest it needs and the happy thoughts that it needs. And then we're going to, from the abundance of our own hearts, we're going to send out a wish, a prayer, and intention for peace, loving kindness, forgiveness, finding this within ourselves and spreading it to those around us and sending it out to people everywhere. So let's take the mantra Om and Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. It's a nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. Inhale to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much for practicing, you guys. Namaste. Namaste to your neighbor. Namaste. Namaste. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much, you guys. Does anyone have any questions before we head out? I mean, you're welcome to pack up, but no question.
Are you putting your fingertips down? Are you putting your palms down too? Are you trying to put your palms like that?
Well, your palm has an arch, so that's not going to come down. It will probably be extra expressed, because you're pressing down through the finger pads. And then you'll find, just kind of like when you push your great toe down, it lifts right here. Then when you push down with your index finger, this wants to lift. So I wouldn't worry about that lifting a little bit. That's a natural consequence as long as you are pressing down here. If that is lifting because your hand is passive, that's a problem. But if your palm, your full fingers cross your palm is active, that is okay. Yeah. All right.